Today, I'm so excited to have been invited by the Kehewin Cree Nation to their ice fishing gathering at the Kehewin Lake. My brother Shepherd Murenje is going to take me there. I understand their chief will also be there, but I'm not quite sure if we will have the opportunity to speak to the chief. This is something new to me. I haven't seen this before, and I don't know how they catch fish from the frozen water. Anyways, let's go and see how it is done. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for watching my videos. Today we are at Kehewin Lake where there's ice fishing. So here I am with Diana. Hi Diana, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. If you're watching this video from Africa, it's gonna be so weird, guys. What is ice fishing? Like now we are standing on the lake on water, but it's frozen. So we're just going to show you how they are going to do it.
So we're having our ice fishing gathering. We host it every year. So this is our third year hosting this event. So what we do is we have land-based camps every season. And so this is our winter camp, and we have it regardless of temperature and weather. We've had it last year when it was -40. And so yeah, it's brings a lot of our community together and our youth, and we do a lot of land-based teachings, a lot of ceremonies, a lot of getting back to our Mother Earth. And yeah, we're people who suffered from colonialism, and the effects of addictions and trauma. So this is our way of coming back and revitalizing our culture and our traditions through events like this, and this is why it's very important for us to bring our culture back and to start teaching our youth, and to show the importance of who we are and where we came from. So we have gas augers, so they rotate into the ice, and then or you could do it the manual with just a hand auger. And so
hey. Sure.
This is how we do it.
Okay, that's how you do it.
Yeah. So
wow.
we put the rods on the buckets, and then we just wait for when we hear these. Mm-hmm. So that means it's going down.
Okay.
Then we just come, we flick it, and then we reel it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Last year we were here, and it was -40. It was just like, and we stayed here right through.
Guys, awesome. I'm freezing right now, and it's just -23.
So you see, I like traveling, and I ended up in Canada, in Bonnyville. And like I tell people that living in Canada, it's not a challenge as people think. And from the 9 years I have lived in Bonnyville, I've spoken to a few locals. When I mean locals, I mean indigenous. To me, it means a lot to talk to indigenous, because I believe these guys went through what we went through in our country as well. And so one of the things that really took me to heart, which almost put me in tears, is their culture is not very different from ours. They have their ceremonials. We have our ceremonials. Those who believe in traditional stuff, there is a word called vadzimu. Over here, they have the ancestral. Those like if you listen to when the gentleman when I was explaining about the TPT, I think is it TP? TPTT. He said every piece of wood represents something. And those who believe in spiritual, the biblical, if you remember when Nehemiah was rebuilding Jerusalem, every tree that he was instructed, it represented something. To me, it has a very deep spiritual significance. Whichever way you want to take it, traditional or religiously, it doesn't really matter. But the bottom line is there is a meaning to everything.
So one of the main aspects or one of the main importance of having this ice fishing derby this weekend is to gather all our people and to have a community event for everyone to come and to have fun and to enjoy this beautiful day. And, you know, considering it's cold, it's not as cold as what we've always, we've experienced colder days. And so, you know, it's just a little matter of dressing up warm and coming out. So we have last year's event, we had over 120 participants, and then we had many elders come out. I think there's two over on that end, and then we just had a couple drive by, and so there's a lot of family and a lot of elder participation in our events, and that's what the main purpose of this weekend is for prevention.
The chief has just joined us. How are you, chief?
I'm good. Welcome to our territory.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while, and like Deanna said, we do land-based teachings in all 4 seasons of the year. In particular, this one's for the winter, and we do this so we could ground our people. Our people are grounded when we're on the land, and it brings us back to our land. It brings us back to our culture, and at the same time, we're able to transfer that knowledge to our little ones, our next generations, so they can understand why it's important for us to be on the land, and the teachings behind it, the ceremonies behind it. When we start something like this, we go to our elders. We have a pipe ceremony, and we get the guidance from our elders, and they allow us to be on the land. And then we practice our inherent right to these lands. These are our resources, and we need to make sure that our next generations are educated in that aspect, and so that they continue to practice and work their land and feed their families and do what they need to do to. It's our right. It's our right to this land. It's our right to our own natural resources, and we need to exercise that more, especially when dealing with provincial governments and federal governments. They need to know that this is our territory and we have that right. And we do it in a good way. Like you see, we fish and we put the fish back. Today we're putting the fish back because we don't really need it right now. So, and why we do that is so that this lake stays plentiful, so there's more fish for other generations to come. We're not fishing for sport. We're fishing to practice our right to the land and to share that knowledge with our next generations.
Okay, so do you accept other nationalities like myself? I'm from Zimbabwe. If I want to join your culture and do exactly what you are doing, do you accept me?
Of course, we accept all cultures. We're all put on this earth from the creator of all things, and we're supposed to be brothers and sisters and have that partnership. So, of course, we do accept all cultures in our territory and our practice.
For us Africans, I think you've heard when we were talking with Diana that she kept referring to the chief, to the elders. It is the same thing back in Africa. It is the same thing all over Africa, no matter where you are. Yes. If you want to get married, you go to the elders, and the chief is announced. And in some places, like in Zimbabwe, Sabuku is told about it. In Botswana, Kotla, you know, it's the similar thing. So the native culture and our culture, there is no difference whatsoever.
Wow. So apart from ice fishing, what else do you do yearly?
We do hunting. We do high tanning, teepee raising, teepee teachings, ceremony, sweat lodges. We do practice pow and music, our own cultural music.
All right. Shepherd, do you have anything that you want to ask the chief?
Not very much to ask, but I just want to comment on what he said. I'm looking at him, and I was looking at the elder. I just want to say to like all of us young bloggers there, if you heard him properly, he is the chief. So in our culture, you know, the chief is overall, he's the leader of a certain community. And when he was talking, he said something that I call discerning and honoring authority. He said when they do anything, before they do anything, they go and consult the elders. Unfortunately, one of the elders has just gone back. If he was here, you'd have seen the comparison between the two. He's young and the elder is older, and he still honors him, which I call discerning and honoring authority.
That's correct. Chief, thank you so much for your time with us here.
Yes, thank you for being here and taking the time to capture this. It's important to us, and I think it's important for the rest of the world to understand where we come from as Indigenous peoples.
Thank you so much.